Alright everybody, welcome on board the Studio Tour tram. As you make your way down the escalators, straight ahead, main entrance for the tour for Express as well. So if you have an Express pass, we use it here at the yellow sign. Keep in mind guys, the Studio Tour is about 1 hour in length, so if you need a restroom, restrooms are down here too. You're more than welcome to bring food and drinks on the tour as well, so feel free to do that. Snacks available downstairs for purchase at the snack station. Snacks. Have a good one, bye-bye. Thanks again here for joining us at the Studio Tour.
So my friends just joining us, grab your 3D glasses, come on out and stand on a star for the next one. Make sure your entire party is present. Grab those 3D glasses, any open star on your up.
Scenes from movies and television shows. We use the sets that we're going to be driving by. My name is Paul. I'm going to be your guide around the studio. Yagen is next to me. He's very important to the tour, but you can't see him on the monitors because the cameras don't move. He's going to drive. Say hi to Yagen. He waves at you. I wanted to wait until everybody was on board to go over some safety rules for our trip. If at any time during the tour you need immediate assistance, you have a medical emergency, you've dropped something important off the tram, you're experiencing sound issues or video issues, reach up and pull down on that red emergency cord runs down the center of the tram ceiling. When you pull on the cord, when it's safe to do it, we'll stop, I'll come back, I'll see it.
I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous Studio Tour. I know what you're thinking, why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this Studio Tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Thanks, Jimmy. There's a lot of construction going on the left side of the tram. We're building a new roller coaster. That's going to be Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. That opens tomorrow. A lot of work to do overnight. 2026. We're a little under 2 years away. We're going to cover about 400 acres on the tour. It usually runs under an hour, about 50 minutes average. That's a real fire station. Those are real firefighters. Those are real heroes that work here on the lot out of Station 51. We started the studio back in 1914. That's when the company moved to California. And on March 15, 1915, Paul Lovely, our founder, invited the public into the studio and they could watch silent movies being filmed. But then they invented sound for film. They needed quiet on the set and the original tour ended. It wasn't until July 15, 1964, under the leadership of Chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, we brought the studio tour back. So we continue that tradition today as we take you around to show you where we do our production. This first sound stage, we passed by and left stage 12. Frankenstein filmed in that stage. 1931, the inside of the laboratory where Frankenstein built the monster was in stage 12. Dracula also filmed inside that stage. All of these movies filmed in that stage. Soundstage 11 on the left side of the tram, the doors are open, and you might see some sets inside for the HBO Max series Hacks, which won the Emmy this year for Best Comedy Series. Jean Smart, who stars on the show, won the Emmy for Best Actress in a Comedy Series. That's on HBO Max. We've got the last two stages on the left, 8 and 7, that are used for Bel Air, which streams on Peacock. Bel Air isn't filming today. They're currently on hiatus, which is their break in between seasons. But they've got people inside the stages getting the sets ready for when the show returns for season 4. These are two of the stars of the show, Jabari Banks and Ollie Charlatan, to welcome us to this part of the studio.
We're leaving the theme park behind and entering the front lot where real Hollywood magic is made. How? Well, inside the sound stages that surrounds us, create any kind of environment. For the past 60 years, Studio Tour is driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you, even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air. When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with excited guests as they drive by. So, keep an eye out. You never know who or what you'll see on the studio tour.
And Bel Air also uses Soundstage 14. What they just said about never knowing who or what you're going to see is absolutely true, because we are riding around a movie studio right now. It's not uncommon for us to sometimes see celebrities as we're passing by the backlot sets or the sound stages. Guests on the tram will normally see famous people before I do. I'm facing backwards. So if you guys see somebody famous, you know, point at them and yell at them and take their picture. I think they like when people do that. I'm not 100% sure. Be on the lookout for people driving by in golf carts and vans. That's how they get people from the sound stages to the backlot sets. The stages that we're passing by over on the right are used for a mystery comedy series that streams on Peacock called Based on a True Story. And it's with Keely Cuoco, who've been on Big Bang Theory, and Chris Messina, and they're currently working on season 2. Now here's something for the kids on the tram. I want to know if the children know who the statues are in front of stage 18. Who are they? They are minions, but what are their names? Kevin isn't a minion, but he wasn't one. Bob? Stewart! Bob and Stewart? What movie did Bob and Stewart just star in this year? Minions. Despicable Me. What number? 4. Despicable Me 4. That's another one of our family films, Ted, which the children are... Did you kids see the movie Ted? How old are you?
6 and 1 month.
Watch it with your parents are old. You'll learn new words. Don't do that. You'll get in trouble. We are doing a TED TV series on the lot. They're doing season 2. I'll tell you a little bit more about that show later, because we're going to be passing by some of their sets. But now we're driving by the offices for the directors and the producers and the writers. Someone who has an office here in the front lot is Mark Platt, who's the producer of our upcoming film Wicked. And this is the director of Wicked, John M. Chu.
Hey, Studio Tour. You're seeing a lot of behind-the-scenes movie-making magic today, showing you up close how filmmakers like me bring our dreams to the big screen. After your tour, the magic of Wicked continues at Universal Studios Hollywood, where you can experience photo ops, props, and costumes from the film, and fun bites and drinks from Shiz and Emerald City. But first, here's a look at Wicked.
South of the city. I'll see this. Very good.
Don't miss Wicked only be in theaters, including our own Universal Cinema on City Walk, beginning November 22nd. Lopez vs. Lopez is filming today inside Soundstage 25 with George Lopez and his daughter Mayan. They're working on season 3, and we've got a brand new NBC comedy, St. Denis Medical. Wave at them. They wave first. It is the polite thing to do. St. Denis Medical, a new NBC comedy, takes place in a hospital with David Alan Grier and Wendy McCuddy, and they film inside this last soundstage on the left. There's a billboard for the new show right above the door. I'm going to tell you about the sets on the left a little bit later. I'm not ignoring them. I'll get to them soon. But right now, I want to talk about this building on the right side of the tram, because this is the entrance to Skull Island, where King Kong lives.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I like films that just take you away from your real life. Cold literally does that. I mean, you're on a ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Hold on your belongings, remain seated at all times, and put on your 3D glasses. We're driving through Skull Island. Go ahead and take off your 3D glasses. Hold on to those glasses. You're going to want them later for another special effect. I'll let you know when it's time to put them on again. Now that we're leaving King Kong, we're going to move away from the front lot where we've got the offices and most of the sound stages, and we're going to cross the border into the back lot.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, Studio Tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows, this is Universal's Metro sets.
The Metro sets, off to the left side of the tram, this is just the beginning of the back lot. This is where we go for the rest of the tour, past sets that are too big to go inside the sound stages. We can make this part of the back lot look like different cities, different states, and different time periods. A good example of that, we're currently getting that area prepared for the TV show Ted. And the series is a prequel to the movies. We got 2 films directed by Seth MacFarlane. The TV show takes place in Boston in the 1990s. They've been using our backlot sets for that. Seth MacFarlane co-produces the show, he directs the show, he's the voice of Ted, and he wants to tell you a little bit more about it.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, Ted. It's a prequel series set in 1993. That means our skilled craft school had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as a look at Ted using exterior sets and facades we're about to see on the tour. But I should warn you, Ted is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
Built on our backlot. Starting back in 1923, when they built sets for the original Hunchback of Notre Dame of Lon Chaney. And then they've used those same sets later for Frankenstein and Wolfman and Dracula. Before we get to the sets where they made those movies, we're passing by some stages off to the left. There's a very recognizable V painted under stage 30. That's where we film The Voice. The Voice uses both 30 and 31, and our 4 voice coaches for the latest season are Reba McEntire, Gwen Stefani, Michael Bublé, this guy.
Hey, Studio Tour. It's your boy Snoop Dogg. Did you know that the Universal Backlot is home of The Voice? That's right. We tape right here on Stage 31. Don't miss our TV season every Monday. On TV. See you. Hello. Now that you've heard the rest, you can hear the best. Hit me with the S and have this on your chest. Snoop Dogg The Voice. Tuesday, Monday, we see the Peacock.
Reba McEntire, another one of the voice coaches this season, also is filming her new comedy series on the lot today, Happy's Place, and they film inside the sound stages right next to where they do the voice. We had a comedy series that had filmed on our lot for 4 years, The Good Place, and that starred Ted Danson and Kristen Bell, and they did a lot of the scenes inside of our sound stages, but whenever you saw the characters walk around outside The Good Place, they filmed over here on the right side of the tram. This is a part of our backlot called Little Europe. And these are some of the scenes from The Good Place that use these sets.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool. This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this.
You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm going to pause this for 2 reasons. First reason, to explain who these people are walking around The Good Place. They're taking a VIP tour. If you take the VIP tour, sometimes you get off the vehicle, walk around our backlot sets. We stop every now and then throughout the tour to give you time to take pictures, but they get off the vehicle. The other reason I pause the clip is there's a set right in front of the tram. One of the doors is open. It's got 2 blue doors. It has red trim around the windows. This is where they filmed this scene from the first episode of the show.
I can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
If you've never seen an episode of The Good Place, it's possible you've seen these sets in our horror classics. Because these are the sets that were built for the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman. That courtyard on the right, that's where we would shoot the scenes in all those movies where the big mob of angry villagers would gather with the torches and the bloodhounds before they would march through the village, hunting down monsters played by Boris Karloff and Lon Chaney. At this point, we are a little past the halfway mark of the tour. We've got about 20, possibly 25 minutes left. Whenever we get around to this area, we always give everybody on the tram a reminder to remain seated throughout the tram ride. If you have an emergency, you drop something over the side of the tram, don't jump off the tram. We're riding around private property. Just pull that red cord above it. This house that they're standing in front of right now. Nobody lives in that house. Can you imagine living there and trams are driving through your front yard all day? That's a set that was originally built for a talk show. That was created for Home and Family, which it aired on the Hallmark Channel. Now we use it for Bel Air, but it's not the house where the main characters live, like Will and Uncle Phil. That's the influencer's house on the show. Most of the sets that we're driving past on the tour are not full buildings, they're facades. They're outer shells. They'll build the fronts of the sets and the sides of the sets. They make them look very realistic, but they're basically empty on the inside. So if you're watching a movie or a TV show and a character walks through the front door of one of our backlot sets, when they step inside the building, they'll turn and they'll close the door and they cut. They stop filming and they don't do the interior scenes inside these sets. On another day, to go inside of a soundstage, because inside the stages, they have a lot better control over the weather, the lighting, the sound. Our stages are about 90 to 95% sound. We're gonna head up the hill to a very peaceful harbor backlot. It's a little island called Amity. And Amity is a word that means friendship. There's a billboard on the monitors right there. Amity Island welcomes you. You can see it over on the left side of the tram. But the Amity Police Department wanted us to close the beach for a little bit. We had shark attacks. We caught a shark. It's hanging in front of the hotel. Even though we caught the shark, they still don't want us to reopen the beach because there's another shark. And it's a bigger shark. And it's lurking right in the middle of the water. That shark has stopped in unnatural fashion. Oh, there's a scuba diver. The shark is right in front of you. All right? Oh. The shark ate him. This is a very old yacht that we're driving across. So everybody please remain seated. We'll stop behind these barrels filled with gasoline. The shark took the dock. It's right next to us. Jaws next year. That movie turns 50 years old. Came out in the summer of 1975. That's not the shark that Steven Spielberg used for the film. Our shark works better than his. When they were filming, they built several sharks. None of them work very well. For the next special effect that we're going to see on the monitors, I'm going to bring up today's show co-host and weather anchor Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
We're stopping to demonstrate some very simple weather effects. We have sprinklers in the trees, so this is how we can create rain on a set. The problem with this special effect, we do it all day, and the set is built on a hill. And over the course of the day, a lot of that water builds at the top of the hill, and at one point it overflows. And all the water rushes down and it creates a flood. There's been a couple times the flood has hit one of the trams as we're driving through. This morning, we are that tram. Be careful if you're over on the left side, there's a flood coming. Uh-oh. There we in the 1980s, they used this little Mexican village for Three Amigos. Paramount used it for Nacho Libre with Jack Black. Then when we leave the Mexican village, we cross the border into the Old West. They had recently done a photo shoot and some interviews out of this part of our backlot for the movie Wicked. John M. Chu, the director of the film, got his start here at Universal, but probably not in the way that you think. Take a look at the monitors up here. Many years ago, we had a show in the theme park called Screen Test Comedy Theater, where volunteers were selected from the audience to participate in a live production demonstration, and then guests could take home a video of their performance. And if you look closely at the scene and the cast of this old Western bank robbery, that's little frightened security guard, 8-year-old John M. Chu. So who knows? Maybe the next big director is riding around on our tram right now. Why is everyone looking at you? Is it going to be you? Are you going to be a director? Not quite sure yet. You've got time. You're only 6. You've got time to figure that out. This is where we had done movies over the years with cowboys like John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Kirk Douglas, Clint Eastwood. Quentin Tarantino used this part of a backlot for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In the film, Leonardo DiCaprio's character is an actor, and he's working on a Western TV show. So they shot the Western sequences out here. And there was a horror movie, good suspense horror movie that was released this summer that used our backlot sets, Maxine, with Mia Goth and Kevin Bacon. That's a A24 production. They did a chase all over our backlot. They did the little European sets, the Western town, our New York City street sets. They ran all over our backlot. We're going to be driving past the Jaws attraction again. We're not going to drive through it. This time we're going to take another path to another part of the studio. And since Steven Spielberg directed the film, I'm going to have him tell you a little bit more about our attraction.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited.
Over back in just a moment. We're driving by a house over on the right side of the tram from a pretty popular horror movie, House of a Thousand Corpses. It was written and directed by Rob Zombie, but the set was originally built for the musical comedy The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton. They're preparing the neighborhood on the left side of the tram for some of the scenes for the TV show Ted. That's the neighborhood where he lives. For 8 years, that street was Wisteria Lane on the ABC Touchstone series Desperate Housewives. That's where Ted lives now. There are statues on the left side of the tram, the Lion Estate statues from the Back to the Future films, executive produced by Steven Spielberg. And our relationship with Spielberg goes all the way back to the very beginning of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot.
Now there's things to talk about on both sides of the tram. I'm going to start on the left side of the tram because a lot of these vehicles are from Steven Spielberg Productions, except for the vehicles from the Fast and Furious films. Steven Spielberg didn't produce those movies. He did produce Transformers. We've got a Bumblebee parked over there. The sets that are on the right side of the tram, they're currently striking them. They're taking them down. We had built these for Halloween Horror Nights. We had used this area as part of the Terror Tram. They had built these sets right in front of the Bates Motel and House from Psycho. The Bates Motel, this is run by Norman Bates, and he lives in a creepy house at the top of the hill behind the motel. We're going to be driving right by his home. He goes mad sometimes.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
That's true, I suppose. Norman doesn't like when trams drive by his house. Unfortunately, he's standing out on the front porch, and he does not look happy to see us. Norman, there's a set in your backyard. I want to show the people on the tram. Is it okay if we just pass it? Norman, Norman, put that knife away. Go back in the house. Norman, don't walk towards the tram with the knife. Hey, I will tell your mother. Don't stab people. What do you think of the airplane? That's a sharp knife. An airplane crashed right behind Norman's home. Norman didn't have anything to do with this. Aliens did this. This is a set that was built for Paramount's War of the Worlds.
To sit down and talk about war. What if it's something right in a cruise area? Because it's just something you don't see.
That was a real plane. They got a full 747 and ripped it apart for the movie. People got paid to rip an airplane apart. We're going to drive through one more movie set, one more special effect, and head back to the theme park. So almost home, but for the next few moments, we're still right around on private property. So if you drop an item off the side, if you've got an emergency, pull that red cord above you and remain seated. The last movie set we're going to drive through is Jupiter's Claim. This is a town that was built for the suspense film Nope, written and directed by Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Judith Park. Over there, look into the Winking Web and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kids. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. Anyway, behind this comical fantasy,
Well, we were stopped for a moment. I was getting a call from our security department. I'm going to be right back. I'm sorry, security. Go ahead.
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened?
You just cut out.
Secure line. Who are you?
Oh, I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. And as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge. Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness on the Metal Protection Program of Border. And two, international crime syndicate led by Elliot Shaw is honing in on this vehicle. That witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come. They'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, do it right.
Agent Hobbs just rerouted our tram into this building to hide from Owen Shaw. put on your 3D glasses right now. We're just going to hide until it's safe to go back outside. It actually works out in our favor. They brought us here to hide, and there's a party going on in the building. Oh, and there they are. All right, I'm going to be back a little bit later. I'm required.
Everybody out! The FBI! Turn that music off!
Everyone's leaving? What are we supposed to be doing?
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got you. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of...
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate.
Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
All right, everybody, it looks like they want us to go catch up with them. Now is a good time to put your 3D glasses on. Get ready, according to what Don just said. Owen Shaw's getting pretty close to finding us in here.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn. Okay, guys, it's showtime.
I got the bull by the horn!
Now we're moving. Way to go, Letty.
Drone climbing up the missile shot!
Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got you.
Roman, don't shoot! Head from the bridge! Under the trenches! Everybody hold on!
Hit the nitrous. On the dot.
That is Fast and Furious to the charge. Ah.
but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it. They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there.
Stop by the Universal box office, find out how you can upgrade today's ticket into an annual pass. Allows you to come back and join us again and again. And plan to come back this April for Universal Fan Fest nights. It's an all-new after-hours event that will immerse you in the worlds of the best of fantasy, gaming, anime, cosplay, and sci-fi, including Back to the Future. To find out more, you can visit Universal Studios Hollywood.com. On behalf of our driver Yagan and myself, Paul, and all of us here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you've enjoyed our exclusive behind-the-scenes experience, 60 years in the making. Tonight we're going to stay open until 10 o'clock, and as they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap. Thanks for taking the tour, everybody. Have a good time. Thank you. I had so much fun. I'm going to go do it again. We do recycle the 3D glasses. There are bins right next to the tram. Please drop your glasses in one of those as you pass by.